This kid, I didn't think we were honestly going to be able to land him, and you can already see I changed the nameplate over at the bottom. I got a picture here that I want to show you just to start off kind of some of the notes I had, and I put it up. I put it leading up to tonight's episode on my Twitter. Duyon Forkpa Jr. This kid is a monster, physicality wise. And this is something that I was thinking about. If you just look at his physical traits as a senior in high school, when you turn on Forkpa's film, one of the first things that I noticed was his physical maturity. Not only his film, but if you just hop on his Instagram for a minute, it's just like, what? To me, and I put this up on my Twitter right before tonight's episode, to me, he's already built like a upper tier SEC defender. The kind of frame you usually see on a guy getting ready for the league, not someone just arriving on campus. Trevor, what's your take on this?
Literally, bro, when I was watching his film, I couldn't get the thought. SEC is all I seen in my head, bro. When I'm watching, it's like these are the type of guys that you see go to Georgia, to be honest with you. He reminds me, he was built like there's a pretty good kid from North Carolina named Jalen Walker that we lost out on, ended up going to Georgia, but they were very physically built coming out. Jalen was a first-round pick playing in Atlanta now, so he reminds me of that. But this kid's playing in the national championship for high school right now on ESPN2. Came from a very good high school program. He's played, I think a freshman, he was at IMG. His sophomore year, he was at Mill Creek, which is a powerhouse in Georgia that Caleb Downs played for. And now he's at St. Francis Academy playing, I believe they're out of Maryland. So he's a kid that's been recruited as a high schooler to go to these high schools because these are schools that recruit players. So he's a big-time ball player.
6'1", 226. That's stout.
I'm very excited for him and this next guy as a duo that we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if we could keep these two together 3 to 4 years. Gosh,
so this is a kid that had a crystal ball to Florida, just to put it in perspective. That's correct, right?
Yeah. He's originally, I want to say, from Florida.
Okay.
I want to say, or he spent a lot of time in Florida. They recruited him hard. Florida State, Miami, all the Florida schools wanted him. And I think they got on him early when he was at IMG. So a lot of people thought he would go there. And then, of course, they ended up not having a coach and all that.
Yeah. Well, let me go over just to some things that when I was looking at his film that jumped off to me, and then I'll kick it back to you just for some overall thoughts of how you see him, potentially used at Carolina. This is a kid. And the next one, Calvin, if they put it all together as a freshman, I believe they're both early enrollees. Maybe Calvin's
I'm pretty
dad.
Sure. Yeah, maybe Clarence can chime in and let us know for sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I think so. Could contribute right away, potentially. Definitely of how thin we are at the linebacker position right now. So when I'm looking at film, I'll tell you right away, one of the things that I like to do is I like to put 1 to 2 or 3 words to a player's film. And the words that I put down on my paper right here after, it's actually not on that one. My bad. It's on this one. On this other sheet right here was explosive pursuit. And as Trevor, could you roll that clip? You'll see that explosive pursuit. And what I was saying, I think right off the get-go in his film. Let me pause here for a minute and see if it pops up right here. Yeah, it's not this play. It's this one right here. Explosive pursuit right here off the side edge. Sheds that block. That, to me, being able to come basically, could you roll that back just a little bit, Trev? If you notice, he comes to kind of a standstill right there. Bam, explosive pursuit right there on the edge. I love that. Now, I want to see him do that in college, too, because a lot of those players are going to get a lot faster. To me, that play right there, great play.
Check that spin move, the kid spun right into him.
Yeah. So going back to that play real quick, that's not a play that I kind of like when I'm looking at film right there. That's not a play that I kind of like look at to judge a player on. I mean, that's a bobbled snap. I mean, in high school or even in college, I mean, your first, second read, that was going to be a handoff, but that first, second read is basically already, your first read is definitely gone at that point most of the time, right? So that's not a play I kind of really look at to judge film most of the time. I would go ahead and move on to another one. But 2 to 3 words that came off to my mind, for this instance, it was to explosive pursuit. Once he triggers that explosive pursuit, he closes that space fast, and he usually makes the play. You can see also as you watch his film right here, he's someone that does not shy away from contact at all. And the next 2 players, they kind of play the same way, in my opinion, by what I'm about to say right here. They don't shy away from contact. They initiate it. They don't only initiate it, but they absorb it, and they use it to create leverage, meaning pushing the player back, not creating space between each other, not bouncing the player off of them, kind of like we saw some players do this year, but absorbing the hit and driving them backwards. I love when I see that, and I see that in DQ's film and in Calvin's film. So, Trevor, what are some of your thoughts about DQ? One of the things, I know it's a big task for a freshman to play right away, but do you see a kid like this playing potentially right away, contributing? Also talk to me a little bit about how big of a recruiting win this was. I can remember where I was when the news hit that he had committed. Was it Halloween?
It was maybe. Yeah, I think it was Syracuse, the night we played Syracuse right before the game,
yep.
I believe.
Yep. I was out trick-or-treating with my kiddo.
Yeah, he was one we've been wanting for a while. Him and Vodney, they were like the last 2 at the end. We were like, we definitely, of course, we added more after that when coaches get fired. But yeah, this was a kid, man. I remember when he committed, I think I got 3 texts from buddies that have season tickets. Like, we got him. Thank God. Like, he's here. But I mean, him and, like I said, man, him and Calvin, these 2, they can be a mean duo for years to come. So he's from Minnesota. Okay. Yeah. But he was an Under Armour All-American junior. I didn't get his senior year. Like I said, he's still playing tonight. But as a junior.
Sorry, it's kind of a funny comment, Trevor.
Yeah, they were our guy, Great Day Tar Heel, had a good tweet. It was everybody was so worried about our college coach's girlfriend. They should have been worried about Michigan's college girlfriend. I thought that was good. So shout out to our guy, Great Day, for that one. But this kid, as a junior, sorry, we always get off topic, but as a junior, 67 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 7 forced fumbles, 5 interceptions. Turnover machine, bro, at the linebacker position. But he's very twitchy, very, like we talked about, very physically mature, advanced. I want to say he's about to turn 18, still set. All these kids are 17, not quite 18 yet.
How
very
is this
young
possible?
to look like. It's crazy, man. He's a dude that I would hire him right now to be my personal trainer. Like 17-year-old kid look like, come on, buddy, train me.
Bro,
like I'm,
Moses Cabrera is just like, yeah, buddy.
It's gonna be crazy, man. You get
come on down.
Moses, who's an NFL trainer, it's gonna be crazy to see.
Same thing with Clarence. And I'm not Clarence. He's
Calvin.
Same thing with Calvin. I'm not just saying that because his dad's in the chat
said, "That's right, Chris. That's right, Chris."
Yeah, fire me up, turn me up.
But
same thing with Calvin, man. When you read a lot about him, a lot of the scouts, a lot of people that have watched him in person talk about the build.
I had to change it. That was intimidating me, man. I couldn't talk and keep staring at it. So I had to change it. But yeah, I got some more. I wanted to go deeper. So this kid went to a camp, and like his testing levels was like elite, dude. He ran 4.5 40 as a as a linebacker. These are some of the notes I had here on him too. That I have an explosive mover, elite testing numbers. Another guy, multi-sport athlete, was also track and field, high jump. Like we said, plays at St. Francis. They're playing for a national title now. Previously played at IMG in Mill Creek. But he's elite, man. He's very good in coverage, very good in tackling, like you talked about, and he's still developing a lot as a pass rusher, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like I mentioned earlier, how Steve loves to use these linebackers on blitz packages and things like that. It's going to be fun to watch these kids with their athletic ability that we have at linebacker. Man, I probably I don't remember a linebacking core that I was this excited about in a while with this many kids coming in.